I'm James Williams Jr., Kung Fu Family number 2. This is my final video for the night. This is a martial art video. Alright? And no, I will not be doing any martial arts in this video. But I will be discussing martial arts because it's my life. It's what I do. It's what I wanted to do to make a living, but it hadn't panned out the way I wanted it. As a martial artist, as a real live legitimate martial artist, there are a few things that, I want to touch on. One, I do not have a black belt. Alright? So let's get that out the way first. I personally do not have a legalized, sanctioned piece of paper that says I am a black belt. But I will tell you, on more than one occasion, I have beaten black belts. So what does that tell you? Does that tell you their school sucks? Or their martial arts sucks? Or I'm just that damn good? The answer is simple. It's a combination of the three. Alright? Now I'm going to break that down for you really, really simple. Alright? Are you ready? I'm going to break it down for you really, really simple. 1. If you are a fighter, you are a fighter. And the main thing about that is when I took martial arts, I did not take martial arts to get a belt. I took martial arts so that I could have an arsenal to fall upon when I'm in a fight. Simple as that. I did not take martial arts so that I can look cool doing crane, doing the tiger, doing the dragon, doing the mantis, doing the snake. I didn't take martial arts to look cool. I took martial arts for one legitimate reason, and that was to make sure that my ass doesn't get kicked while I'm beating somebody else's ass. The only two martial arts I knew as a child was first and foremost karate, and then I learned kung fu. But when I got 15 years old, I discovered this new martial art called taekwondo. I can't spell that shit to this day, but I took taekwondo. Now, Master Ennis, God rest his soul, he wanted me to get a yellow belt. And yellow's my favorite color. I wanted a yellow belt too. So he told us we're going to do Tosan. And Tosan is simply this. Step here. You're going to do your blocks. So once you do this, then you're here. You turn your block. You take the step. Do your punches. You turn your block. You take your step. Block. Then you're here and you come back. And you come back strong. Okay. So I just did Tosan. But at the time, I was freaking 16 years old, I couldn't do Tosan to save my life. And then Master Ennis decided we're going to change up to Naharate. I paid for Taekwondo, but we started learning Naharate, which is a Japanese form of Taekwondo. Don't ask me, I'm just going with what I know. To get the yellow belt, I had to do Tungu. Till this day, I still cannot do Tungu. But, as I told you guys in videos before, when we sparred, I beat the pants off people. And they're like, for a guy who does not have a yellow belt, how can you fight so well in sparring? That's just really simple. When I learned karate, there was no forms. When I switched over to kung fu, there's forms, but I wasn't taking wushu, I was just taking kung fu. But the kung fu I was taking was no different than the karate I took. The only difference was, this is your block for karate. Block, counter. This is your block for kung fu. Block, counter. Alright? You see that? For karate, it was inside. You block and you strike. But this guy has another hand. For kung fu, it's you get to the outside. You block and you strike. So, boom, boom. Or clap, boom. And your strikes would be here or here. Because they are direct targets to things that hurt people. So I took Taekwondo. I did not take Taekwondo to get a belt in Taekwondo. I took Taekwondo so that I could recognize the style and not get my ass beat by it. This began my journey of studying other martial arts. Not so that I can get good at them, but so I can recognize them, so that I can adapt, so I can whoop that guy's ass that's doing it. And again, all the martial artists in the inner stairway would always ask why I was good at sparring. And the answer was simple and truthful. I've been street fighting since I was a kid. There is no form in street fighting. There is no Tosan or Tengu. There is no, you're going to take a ninja stance and be all that shit. There's none of that. Because in a street fight, it's, we're going to box, or I'm going to kick you in the face. One of the two. We're going to switch sides. We're going to go, and we're going to jab, and we're going to jab, and we're going to hook, and we're going to cut, and we're going to uppercut. We're going to do whatever the fuck we have to do to win. If that means I have to run off this wall and Captain America kick the shit out of you, that's what's going to happen. They don't teach you that you can run up a wall in dojos. They don't teach you that it's okay to put both your feet up this wall and come off with a flying Captain America punch. You know, they don't teach you that shit. This is what they teach you in dojos. Hammer fist. Hammer fist. Knee. 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 These are blocks. These aren't strikes like Thai boxing. These are not that. That's a whole different type of knee. Cause that's a boom. That's a knee strike. Because you're grabbing. You know, for blocking purposes, for karate and taekwondo, it was always taught, you know, block. Block. When I took American kickboxing and some Thai boxing, it's the same shit. Only you're a Thai fighter, you fight here. You're an American kickboxer, you fight here. But your blocks are still the same. They're throwing a punch, boom. You know, they're throwing a punch, boom. Your blocks are still the same. You learn to block with your legs. Now, everybody's doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So here's the thing on that. I gotta get you down for this shit to work. That's not helping me. I'm not a ground and pounder. If I knock you down, knock you out, the fight's over. If I knock you down and you stay down, I'm leaving you the hell alone. So I sparred a lot of black belts. And I've won. And they'll be like, how do you do that? What did you do? And the only person that I aspired to a draw was a guy in my film named Eric Chen. Eric Chen stopped my toes from functioning. He's the only person who's ever done it to me in my life in a sparring match. And the only reason he done that was because I took my shoes off. He wanted to spar with our shoes on first, and then we sparred with our shoes off. And when we sparred with our shoes off, certain things that he did put my toes out of commission. And they were bent, locked. And I was like, dude, I can't unlock my toes. What the fuck did you do? And that only made me want to do more martial arts. But when we ever sparred again, it was like, no. We keep the shoes on. Because the shoes were my protection, you know. And a lot of people, when they break down into fights, and you see this in movies all the time where they take off their shoes and all this other bullshit. In real fights, it doesn't work like that. You know, I have never met an Asian who decides he's going to take his shoes off to kick my ass. You know, it's usually, well, we're just going to fucking go. So Eric Chen taught me that, you know, if we spar with our shoes off, that I don't have any foot protection, and he can lock my toes up. I wanted to make sure that shit never happened again. But till this day, I don't know what the fuck he did. And he was good. Adrian Cow, we didn't get to spar until we did our fight choreographing. He was good. You know? And, you know, these guys were competitive-ass martial artists. Because that's the only people I really wanted in my film. Because I knew they could give me a run for my money as a martial artist who has never competed in tournaments, but I have fought in the streets. These guys have competed in tournaments and other things, and thank you guys for being there for me for Fallen Dragons. Thought I'd add that in there. Me and Philip, we didn't really spar, but Philip, good guy, you know. And me and Lewis, we didn't really spar. Lewis is also currently doing Taekwondo or something somewhere. But you know, for my first film, I didn't spar with the Bowie sisters. I probably should have, because they were some bad chicks. But you know, I was more worried about their safety because they were the only girls on set. So, you know, I didn't want Jay Diz to do the 160 to accidentally hurt them. So it's like, yeah, just limit it. They were gung-ho, though. They were all about it. So I was like, okay, but, you know, I don't have health insurance, so I can't pay for you guys if you get hurt. And then I caught kidney stones and fucked up the film. But anyway, moving forward. When I was younger, I learned that sometimes aggressive moves get you hurt. So you don't have to be too aggressive in a fight. But I also learned that through aggressive moves, I learned my capability. I was going to say limitations, but up until now, I didn't have any limitations. The 180, the 360, I could do those shits. I don't know if I can do that shit now. But for the 180, you know, guy catches your foot, and you spin this foot around. For the 360, guy catches this foot, and you go all the way back around. Now, the reason why I knew I could do them, I had to see them first. The first person I ever seen do that was Ernie Reyes Jr., my boy. So, if he could do it, I could do it. And I was doing this way before WMAC Masters and them came on and stuff like that. And I never got an opportunity to get famous. And now everybody named Mama knows Kung Fu, so I'm pretty much just another little fish in a big pond. Well, little fish in the big ocean. And I'm the oldest fish. So, you know, it's kind of a testimonial of strength there, mental strength, not physical. But, you know, you live and you learn. And what I learned from that was that everybody named Mama knows martial arts, and I better get my shit together. So, that being said, you know, I adapt and I move on. But when I did my 360, I decided I was going to put it in a movie. So, no, I did not stick the landing. Yes, I put it in a movie with me and Jay Diz called Dragon's Breath. I gotta have to go to the university. I have to find a copy of that plays and take it up there to see if they can put it on a disc. And then same thing with everything else I have. Because I'm going to put everything I've ever done up. And I'm going to do a best of video where I take all the shit that I've ever done, the best clips I've ever done, and put them on, that kind of thing. Anyway, that being said, you know, when you are doing a film, everything looks good, you get on there. If you're doing a real fight, you are limited to your skill level and the skill level of your opponent. Your opponent is not going to let you kick their ass willingly. Simple as that. They're not going to let you bust a 360 or a 180, any of that shit. If they catch your ass, they're going to try to beat your ass. They're going to try to sweep the foot. They're going to try to do something. You know, and when I tell people all the time, you could say that I'm fighting dirty. I would tell you my counter proposal is that I am fighting to survive. Alright? So if you throw a kick and I catch your foot and I sweep your other foot and I fall down on top of you, elbowing you in the crotch and then punching you in the throat, you will say that, first off, it was a dirty move because you hit me in the crotch. Second off, it was a lethal move because you hit me in the throat. And I would say, to be honest with you, what option did you give me? Because you threw your foot at me with every bit of bad intention of hurting me. It was my job to make sure that you don't hurt me by hurting you. And this is the task of martial artists. You know, just because. This is the thing that you must understand before you go and delegitimize somebody. You may want to go and ask people who have fought them. Is this guy's shit real? Is his shit legit? Well, there's quite a lot of people over in West Haven that can tell you, don't fuck with James. Of course, they would use the name Jonah, not James. But they would tell you, don't fuck with that little guy, because that little guy knows his shit. There's a couple of other people that have crossed my path, not just in West Haven, who would say the same thing. You probably don't want to fuck with that little guy. He's not that bad at his shit. So I'm going to make one more video, excuse me. And it's going to be about martial arts. So I've taken like 15 minutes of your time, so I'll just make a part 2.